Hi everybody from the Acre Bees. We are going to do our second of 3 oxicilic acid treatments tonight. Most of our foragers are back. It's cooling off a little bit. They're kind of tucking away. No bearding tonight. But anyways, let's get right to it. Weller Bee Supply has designed this burner right here for oxicilic acid. I love it. I can do multiple colonies in a very short amount of time. I can do all of these colonies if I prefer to just use this tool, probably in about 45 minutes. And it's pretty quick. Right on top is where you put the oxicilic acid in. They give you a measuring spoon here and 2 of these for the 2 brood boxes, basically 1 per brood box full of oxicilic acid. It goes inside of this cup right here. We would put it in here, and then we would take this, and if I can do this one-handed, we would take this and then put it right inside here, and we would leave this cap on, fire up our burner, and what we do is we drill 5/16 holes in the very bottom of the brood box in the back, so that we can stick this tube in here. And when you actually stick it in there, you can actually walk away and leave this and let it burn off that oxicilic acid and make it into a vapor to go into the colony. Only takes about 45 seconds for this to burn off the oxicilic acid. After you do that, the oxicilic acid has to stay in your colony for 10 minutes. And I cannot stress enough, at minimum 10 minutes, and really not much more than that. So 10 minutes for that vapor to work its way through the cells and into the bees and start killing those mites. The entrances have to be closed off. So this entrance right here, top entrance, I usually put a piece of tape over it. I have entrance reducers that I made that have a hole for them to use normally, but when I turn it sideways, then if you can see here, there's not 2 entrances. I can turn it sideways and block off that bottom entrance right there. So that is the way we use that setup. My original setup I do still use, just because it just helps expedite things a little bit. This is an oxicilic acid burner. This in here is from Verox, and basically same measurement, about a teaspoon worth, a good teaspoon worth inside of this little dish here. Here are 2 battery connections right here, your positive, negative. And basically, as you insert this into the bottom of the brood chamber over there at the entrance, and what we do is we take wet rags, we put this all the way in so that this part here is in at least, several inches into the colony, almost into the middle of the colony. And then we'll, excuse me, the mosquitoes are bad. And then what we'll do is on the left and right side of the entrance, we'll take some rags over here, soak them wet with water, and then tuck them on the left and right hand side of this burner to close off the entrance. And obviously they're wet, they won't burn or anything like that. Then when we get done, we'll just take this here and I'll dip it in a little thing of water to cool it off, and then go back and repeat the process again. This burner here, you have to put it in, plug it into a battery of some sort. I have my ATV out here, so I use the ATV battery, and or you can get a regular car battery. It's just a little cumbersome to carry that out to your colonies, but because I have the ATV, it's just fortunate for me. I can hook it up to that and run it and do it that way. So this burner here, you would put it in a colony, hook the batteries up to it, and then set a timer for, I believe it is 2.5 minutes, and that's how long it takes to start dissolving and vaporizing that oxicilic acid. Then you have to shut it off exactly after 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. Let it sit there for another 2 minutes to make sure the rest of it's all burned off, and then remove it. Get it ready. Close the entrance off the rest of the way with your wet rags. And let that work for 10 minutes. So in either burner, either case, either burner we use, it's going to be left in, that oxicilic acid is going to be vapor, is going to be left inside those colonies for 10 minutes. Make sure you have your jacket on, because once you pull those entrance reducers off and you take that tape off of those top entrances, they are not going to be in a good mood. Even though the stuff is natural to them, they find it out in the wild, they deal with it every day on plants and stuff. When they're foraging, when it's put in a vapor in there, they get a little bit grumpy. So that's what we're doing tonight. This colony here and this one here is at a threshold 3 to 4 mites per 300 bees. We did kill quite a few mites out of them our first treatment, which was fantastic to see, but we have to do 2 more treatments, one tonight and then one a week from now. So oxicilic acid is going to be done in a 3-week course, and that's to catch all the brood cells and all the bees in the different stages of larvae and cappings and so forth and so on. So it is a little bit of a pain in the neck instead of putting strips in. Strips are perfectly fine. I don't like them. I've killed queens with the stuff before, not all the time, but that chance is there, and the chance is you know, very, very slim that you ever kill off a queen with oxicilic acid because they're used to it. So if you have any questions about these burners, please hit me up on Gab. I'm in the bee group at American Captain, and or reply to this video, and I'd be happy to answer the questions regarding these 2 burners and try to help you out. And that's about it. So have a good night, everybody. Just a little thing on oxicilic acid. I hope you learned something. And again, if you have any questions, hit me up or hit any of the members up on Gab. We all love to help. Thanks, and have a great night.